Hello once again, friends and enemies, and welcome back to Unfinished Archetype, a series where I take sets of cards that Konami has printed that aren't full archetypes and try and figure out what they were going for. Today's archetype is Sphinx, and Sphinx can mean a lot of different types of cards, but specifically today we're going to be talking about the Pyramid of Light and the Sphinxes from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie from 2004. I've always thought these cards were kind of interesting, so let's go ahead and take a look at them today. We're going to start off today with Sphinx, which does a few different things. First off, if Pyramid of Light is on the field, you can pay 500 life points in order to special summon Sphinx. It cannot attack the turn that it's normal or special summoned, and it cannot be special summoned from the graveyard. Lastly, if it attacks a defense position monster and destroys it, it deals damage to your opponent equal to half of that destroyed monster's attack. Coming up next, we've got Sphinx Telea. Its first few effects are the same as Sphinx. You can pay 500 to special summon it with Pyramid of Light on the field. You can't attack the turn it's normal or special summoned, and it can't be special summoned from the graveyard. With its last attack, once again, if it destroys a defense position monster, it deals damage to your opponent, although instead of being half of the destroyed monster's attack, this time it's half of the defense. Our big boss monster of the deck is Thenian the Great Sphinx, which is, I believe, one of the hardest monsters to get out, but I could be wrong about that. It cannot be normal summoned or set, and it can only be special summoned when Sphinx and Sphinx Telea are on the field and get destroyed at the same time. Then you pay 500 life points, and you can special summon it from your hand or your deck. Last for its effects, when special summoned successfully, you can pay 500 life points to have it gain 3000 attack until the end of the turn. And last, to pull the entire thing together, we have Pyramid of Light itself, a trap card. Its only effect is that if it's removed from your side of the field, you can destroy Sphinx and Sphinx Telea and remove them from play. It's not even a you can, it's something you must do. It is also worth noting that technically Exod, Master of the Guard, can be used in this deck, but I don't see any real reason as to why I could consider it part of the archetype. So let's talk about it. The archetype is obviously meant to be sort of a 2000s just powerhouse archetype, you know? Back when the game was slightly slower than it is now, when you didn't have a bunch of things being special summoned all the time. The unfortunate part about this archetype is that Pyramid of Light seems to be the main way that you would want to get Sphinx Telea and Sphinx off the field, but nowadays Dark Hole would be the big thing to do it with, because not only are you getting rid of those two, you're also getting rid of your opponent's monsters, and then you can bring out Thenian, and you've got this big powerhouse that you just need to pay 500 life points for. It's obvious to me that what they were going for was just giving you a monster that could be the best monster on the field in terms of attack. It could just blow through your opponent's life points and any of their monsters pretty much instantly. I don't think there could be a way to really finish off this archetype, considering that there's a specific kind of way that they want you to play the deck. I mean, if they wanted to return to the Pyramid of Light and kind of rebuild Pyramid of Light itself, make an entire new archetype based on Pyramid of Light specifically, that would probably be the best way to redo the Sphinxes. Or I guess build upon them is the best way to say it. But there's more to Yu-Gi-Oh! Than just being a powerhouse, which is something they would have to think about. Maybe they could come up with, since this deck is kind of supposed to be based around Anubis, it's kind of supposed to be based around Egyptian lore, you could add in some stuff like that. Probably. Although overall, given the fact that this was specific for the movie, I don't think there is a way that they probably could take this archetype and make it any better. If they could, I mean, that'd be great, but I have a feeling that they've probably very intentionally tried to step away from this archetype for a specific reason, and I think that's pretty clear. But those are my thoughts on the Sphinxes. I have never played the Sphinxes before, but you know, they were one of those things from the movie that everyone kind of wanted. It was the Sphinxes, and then it was Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. Pyramid of Light, Blue Eyes Shining. So, if you've played the Sphinxes before, let me go ahead and know how you felt about that back when it was a thing to play. I remember Pyramid of Light being like one of the cards everyone wanted. Let me know how you feel about the archetype, and I hope you found something to enjoy about this video. Thank you once again for watching, and until next time, as always, drink your water.